First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Harrington here with Davey Portman for upNXT, postwrestling.com, Apple Podcast, Spotify, whatever podcast app you found us, and of course,
Twitch.tv/upNXT podcast. Hello, Twitch room. Good evening.
Yes, we are the BDE, the Braden Davey Experience, Estate, whatever you want to call us. But we are your NXT friends. Friends. And every Tuesday night, we watch the gold and black brand, and then we talk about it. We record this podcast every Tuesday night around 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time. So join us in the Twitch rooms as well. BD Elite, Wednesday nights, 10:15. We talk all about AEW Dynamite. So we'll be your Dynamates.
We'll be your Dynamates as well. And on that show, if you are a patron of any tier, you can call in at the end of the show to give us your thoughts on NXT, AEW, all these wrestling documentaries that are going on right now. Anything you want to talk about.
Yeah, so welcome. And if maybe you're new or something, hit that 5-star review. Or if you're old too, go. I mean, if you're old, if you're a long time.
Yeah.
Go whatever. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah?
We keep saying we feel like we're on holiday. The weather's been so nice. So I feel a little sun-dazed, maybe.
Yeah.
From being outside a lot. But I feel good.
We're like
got another iced coffee on the go. Yeah.
Wow, look at you. From our new coffee maker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we recently moved and now we're by the water in downtown Toronto, and it's like we're on this like mini holiday that's like the summer's coming and it's just like kicking into gear that we're just sunbathing, we're tanning, getting burned. It's just like we're on holiday.
It's great, yeah.
It's just been awesome.
Moisturizing so much.
Moisturizing?
Oh yeah, can't get all pale and flaky.
Yeah.
Not pale, like, burn. That's the word.
Yeah. We either go from white to red really quickly. But and we're living in a vaxxed world.
Yes, both of us now.
We are vaxxed and relaxed.
Yeah.
And my arm's still a little sore, but
yeah, you got it 2 days ago?
Yeah. That's where I got a little sunburn.
Yeah,
going to it.
My arm lasted a few days.
Yeah, I felt a little like woozy.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was feeling a little low, but just spend the day watching WWE documentaries and then
pass out for a few hours.
Yeah, it was fine. So it was good.
That's how I was the next day.
Other than that, like no other side effects. Our Wi-Fi works a lot stronger.
It does.
Yeah, I like being microchipped by the government.
Great.
It's really fun to let the government test drugs on me. It's really great. No, I think obviously we're pretty pro-vax because I just don't give a shit. I want the world the way it used to be, people. And this is, I guess, the way it has to be. Then fucking do it. If I need to be vaxxed to go on a plane, I guess I'm allowed on a plane because that's the way it should be.
Yeah, I mean, I've been vaxxed before.
Yeah.
Like,
remember,
I'll be vaxxed again.
All these other things that we never had to encounter because they created vaccines for. So, like, I know there's anti-vax people, and I get it. I see the other sides of it. Like, they're all this stuff. If I can hug my friends again, I'll do anything.
Yeah.
And that means putting a jab in my arm. Fuck it. I did it. So, yeah, I'm feeling fine.
Good. Who knows when we'll get the second, but
that's right.
The first one's done. And it feels like a lot of people now are done. All the people I care about have.
Here in Toronto, yeah. I mean, everyone here is allowed to go get it, essentially. So it's like starting to feel, because we're still in a lockdown, and it's like we want to get out of it. And I want the world to like try to be back to normal. And if that's the route, then let's go. Let's hope it works.
Yes.
Stays that way.
Yeah.
And then, we can do fun stuff again. We can actually go to wrestling events.
We can.
And, I don't know, just live our lives, you know? Yeah.
Yes.
We lived our lives this weekend because we watched WWE WrestleMania Backlash.
Oh, yeah.
We did a watch-along. That was a lot of fun. Shout out to everyone who joined us in the Twitch
Jared
show.
and Maddie B.
Yeah, they joined us
in the
on the watch-along as well. We did a little extra show with a Backlash review, and we talked about Lon Strowman.
Yes.
How Braun Strowman is actually
He looks like a gardener.
He's in all green, the boots, the shirt, the gloves.
It works for him.
Get these hands
Yeah.
to take care of your garden care needs.
Exactly.
Get these plants.
Yep.
A gardener among men.
Yep.
Yeah,
All of that.
We could get him over if he just dropped the train shit and picked up the garden.
A lawnmower, yeah.
Yeah, get on a lawnmower. That's his finishing move.
The lawnmower.
The lawnmower.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. We also did a Backlash 2001 review, throwback review from the 6 out on the Patreon, which was us talking about that crazy Shane O'Mac bump.
Raven Rhino.
You love that match.
I love that
the
match.
The spear into the...
Oh, the spear in the trolley?
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. We did what did we do? Pee-wee's Big Adventure. That was an Up Yours we did last week on the Patreon. But we just recorded a Behind the BDE
Yes.
for World Champ patrons. Did you know that this is like a WWE fact, upNXT fact. Did you know that May 2021 was the BDE's highest grossing Patreon month? Because we have 34 world champions. 34 people are insane enough to pay us insane amounts of money to be able to get exclusive podcasts like Behind the BDE and to pick stuff to come join us for Up Yours. So shout out all the world champ patrons because holy shit.
Yeah, very happy to have you all. And,
love is real.
We love you. Thank you.
Yeah, like Brandon from New Jersey, who joined us for a Up Yours of his selection, Samurai Cop.
Oh, yeah. One of the best, worst films I've ever seen.
Oh, that was a doozy. That was a lot of fun talking about it with Brandon.
If you enjoyed The Room, you'll get a kick out of this for sure.
Yeah, very, very interesting. This week we have some interesting shows coming up, actually. We talked about all the zombies at WWE Backlash because that was a lot of fun. They were promoting Army of the Dead. Well, we watched the trailer for that movie and we were pretty...
Sorry, did you just say that was a lot of fun?
Yeah, the zombies.
Okay.
No, I hated it.
Right, yeah. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that.
I did not
You've
like
said about 10 things so far in this podcast is a lot of fun. And I was like, that is not one of them. Come on.
I did not like the zombies. I thought it was pretty ridiculous. Especially like it was supposed to be a match and it just felt really awkward. Batista wasn't even there and they're I don't know. We didn't like it. We talked about it on that show, but we didn't know they were going to do this zombie thing, but it really fits into what we have planned this week.
Yeah.
Because we're doing in celebration of that movie, Army of the Dead. We will be doing a free review of Army of the Dead because apparently it's going to be on Netflix in the near future. So as soon as that drops, we'll be putting a free review of that out on this feed. But this week on the Patreon, what are we doing?
We'll be talking all about Zack Snyder's 2004 remake of Dawn of the Dead. Seeing that Snyder's venturing back into the world of zombies, we thought we'd have a look at his first attempt.
That's right.
I remember seeing this in the theaters. I'm a big fan of this one. I think it's actually a very good film.
Yeah, this one's like the popular one from 2004 where the zombies and they're stuck on in the mall and all that shit. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we'll do all the zombie stuff. So I've been in a zombie mood after watching that. I guess the WWE did a good thing because then I watched Train to Busan, which we need to review down the line. That's a good zombie movie. But all the zombie stuff to follow. I feel like there's another show we're promoting because we're going live Tuesday, Wednesday nights. But we're also adding a third show this week because we're recording a best match ever Hana Kimura.
Yeah, we're going to be joined this Thursday by WH Park. We'll be live probably around 9 p.m. Eastern time. We'll confirm that on the socials in the next coming days. And we're going to be doing an episode of Best Match Ever, where we're looking back at the career highlights of Hana Kimura. So WH has selected 5 matches. I've posted the feedback on the Patreon for free, so you can check it out, and it's on the Post Wrestling Forum.
All these matches are like for free on Stardom's YouTube and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
you can find pretty much all of these online, and I've provided the links as well. So it's a year since her sad passing. So we thought it'd be a good idea to have a look back because she was definitely a wrestler I wanted to become more familiar with because I kind of did that Cinderella tournament with WH last year and she did stand out. So it would be nice going back to look at some of the best matches of Hana Kimura.
Yeah, so we'll be doing a ton of different podcasts this week. And, of course, all the past podcasts. Only $5 a month, North American tier, gets you access to all the past shows, all the best matches ever, what's next, movie reviews, everything. And if you're crazy like those 34 world champions, we'll be number 35 and become a world champion. Be able to pick some stuff and come on and join us for watch-alongs and stuff like that. All the perks, patreon.com/upnext. Can't say thanks enough to our patrons because Wow, we moved, and first and last ain't fun. So Patreon, God bless ya. We talked about those docs, but did you watch any of the documentaries? I feel like there's one every day.
Yeah, so I caught the end of the Shawn one when you were watching it, and then I've seen most of it this morning. So I've got like a middle section left to watch, I guess. And what else was there? Oh, I kind of got all woozy during the Nick Gage one, so didn't finish that.
What happened?
So it was late, and
I think we watched UFC.
We'd watched UFC, and then we went to get food, and ended up getting Church's chicken.
Yeah,
And
we don't want to be these guys, but apparently, allegedly, we were recommended Church's chicken by Wei Ting.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Like, I don't want to throw him under the bus.
Maybe it was a different one.
Maybe we had a bad night, but whatever.
But my food legit took 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it was badly seasoned.
Yeah.
And then I don't think it was cooked properly
Which,
either. And then I had a couple of drinks, and obviously I hadn't drank for most of this year.
Yeah.
And then had a little smoke with you as well.
Yeah, we came home, unloaded the Church's chicken. UFC was over, so I put on the Dark Side of the Ring.
And then I thought, great idea. Yeah, I'm down to watch the Nick Gage one.
Dark Side of the Ring.
And then it's showing him cut open from below the arm, and they're
Just
showing him bleeding out,
blood.
and they're like, yeah, Nick Gage was like dead for 8 minutes. And suddenly I went super pale. And I just went,
got up.
Brayden, I'm going to bed. I ran to my room and KO'd.
You just like laid out.
Oh, I know, when you know the feeling, and it was like I've passed out before, and you have like a second before it happens to like, I often like just lie down on the floor so I can't fall.
Right.
But I was like, oh, I need to go to bed
my
right
God.
now.
Nick Gage is too hardcore for you.
I guess so. That and the chicken. I feel woozy talking about it now.
Yeah,
It's
fuck
weird.
Church's chicken, bro.
Yeah.
Right next to that Church's chicken. I like Jollibee.
Okay.
Gotta try that. Their fried chicken is
PG
crazy.
Clucks is.
Yeah, we
is
have some
good.
local spots here in Toronto that are pretty good. Chick-fil-A is just the sauce that really is the thing that hits for me. But yeah, no, I'm never having Church's chicken again in my entire life.
I don't think I am.
No.
Popeyes is right there. Popeyes.
Yeah, Popeyes is better.
Yeah, Popeyes is better.
If you're in that zone for the fried chicken, but that's definitely the way to go. But can't say nice things about Church's anymore.
No.
But I can say nice things about the Nick Gage Dark Side of the Ring, though.
I do
did
need
like
to finish that. It was good.
It was really good. Yeah, he's a real motherfucker. That guy. The stuff he's been doing with Moxley this week is incredible. Like Moxley shows up at the GCW event, and they brawl. Apparently, they were fighting through the streets of Vegas or something. Like making it so real. Like it's all about trying to take wrestling to different things and try different things, and that's like what they're doing. And Gage in interviews now is like talking about like Moxley does fake glass and cut barbed wire. He ain't real and stuff. Are you making fun of the way I'm sitting? I'm telling a story.
Okay.
I really like Dark Side of the Ring, and I thought Nick Gage's was pretty interesting. And I'm not super familiar with like his work, but some of the stuff I have seen is pretty intense.
Yeah, I definitely want to finish that one. Just maybe not after having raw chicken. What's the next Dark Side coming out?
I believe it's the one about the WCW, like North Korea. Is it something?
Oh,
Something along
okay.
those lines. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay,
I could
cool.
be wrong. The Eric Bischoff and stuff.
I don't know much about that at all.
Yeah,
I
know a little bit about it, but I'm very interested. I think all the episodes sound stacked. I checked out the WWE Icons. Rob Van Dam.
Yes,
RVD.
I watched that one.
Yeah, that was awesome. I'm a big fan of Rob Van Dam, and we've covered some ECW. We've covered December to Dismember on this show on the Patreon. We've talked a lot about some old school ECW, and this one was interesting. And it's weird because they focus heavily on 2006 when he gets arrested for smoking pot with Sabu. It's like that's this thing that sent him down this like spiral why ECW failed and all this stuff. It's like it was just weed. Like it's like so strange. I guess that I'm coming from some weird like standpoint because in 2021 as a Canadian,
I mean it was illegal then,
exactly.
and also like I do have a problem with driving under the influence
For sure.
of anything.
100%.
So like
100%.
that, I'm like
That's fair.
If it was a hotel room or something, it's like come on, fuck.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to condone that anything like that. But these wrestlers are doing when they were making towns driving like fuck. You've heard the stories about Rick, right? What did Charlotte say in that driving show they did? Dad, we're being filmed tonight. Yeah, don't bring the beers.
Oh, right.
Okay, yeah. It's like come on, they've done it. Like, and it's very interesting to see like they use that as like, and because of that, Rob Van Dam let down everyone, and ECW sucked. It was like, oh, okay. But other than that, like the dude's got like a cool life and backstory, and I'm a big fan of like I was when I got into wrestling. I was a big fan of his. And,
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it as well. I feel like I don't know a whole lot about Rob Van Dam.
Yeah.
I just know his like moveset and he likes weed.
likes weed.
That's pretty much it. So
Yeah.
for me, like I said, I've almost finished the Shawn one, and I'm enjoying it. They're actually going into stuff a bit more than I thought they would with like his partying and stuff. But I still feel it's a story I know.
Yeah.
Whereas the Rob Van Dam one, I think that's why I like the Booker T one as well. Like I'm learning a few more things, and it's actually going into a character that isn't talked about a whole lot.
Yeah,
because we all know like Montreal, and we all know like Lost His Smile, and all those things. It comes up, and the curtain call, like that comes up every story.
It was interesting to hear Paul Heyman talk about how Rob Van Dam sometimes would be like, it's okay, you don't need to pay me for this shift and stuff like that.
I was so waiting for them to cut to Rob Van Dam, be like, no, he just didn't pay me. I still want to be paid for that.
Yeah, I bought the ECW, what's that DVD that kind of sparked the whole thing, the Rise and Fall of ECW. I still have that DVD. I have the Rob Van Dam One of a Kind DVD. Like I was a pretty big fan. I'm trying to find, I was telling you, for our set, I have the ECW One Night Stand poster with him on it. It's sweet. It's somewhere in my storage. But like, I thought that documentary was pretty awesome, and it went into some things. And I really want RVD rolling papers and RVD CBD. What a genius idea! Why wouldn't you do? Like, why wouldn't you? Have that? Yeah. I loved the Shawn Michaels one simply because I learned that Shawn Michaels really loved cocaine. Like he just could not stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Same with Marty Jannetty.
Marty's the bit that made me laugh with Marty was when he's saying about Shawn's kind of saying at some point I'm gonna want a singles career, and he's like, all right, well, that's cool, just don't spring it on me. And then he goes, and he sprung it on me, and then it cuts to the barbershop window segment as if it's like real.
Yeah, it was. It was. You didn't know.
You're like, okay, all right.
I like the part when Marty said he murdered a guy. Oh wait, that was
I was gonna say I want to see all the bits that was cut out of Marty Jannetty. That's the doc I want to see.
I liked Shawn Michaels. Also, it covered a lot of NXT. So much behind the scenes of NXT.
Yeah.
Showed him sitting down with like the top guys and like rewatching.
Cole and Gargano rewatching their match and stuff like that.
They go back and he tells them what he likes and stuff like that. And then them setting up matches was super behind the scenes, super pulling the curtain back.
Yeah, showing like Shawn like telling Dexter Loomis like, and then you're gonna sit up here and you're gonna put him in the silence.
It was Shawn's fault.
And then it's showing Dexter do exactly that.
Yeah, it was interesting. As an NXT fan, you gotta watch this one because it shows so many behind the scenes stuff.
Do you reckon you know that story of Jericho about how one day he just came up with the beginning of the match and wrote it on a napkin, and Shawn was like, oh yeah, it came to me in a dream and I wrote the end? Do you reckon that's what he's doing as well, just suddenly thinking about Dexter Loomis finishes?
Yeah,
like,
that's his job.
Dexter just came up with this great finish.
Like,
have you got the beginning of the match? No. Okay, that doesn't matter. You don't need it.
Like 20 years ago, if you said, yo, there's going to be this like developmental TV show that's kind of like hot for WWE, and Shawn Michaels and A-Train are going to be training students on their matches and creating these matches, you'd be like, no, that's not.
Yeah.
Real. But it is. And it's really interesting to see
And Scotty Too Hotty.
Scotty Too Hotty. He was one of the zombies.
He was, yeah. I saw the picture.
It was really cool. I like hearing Shawn. They're clearly taking stuff from Dark Side of the Ring in these ones because they're like talking about drugs and his demons, as if they will. But it was cool. They kind of showed a little bit about that, and I'm a pretty big Shawn Michaels fan. They covered the good stuff.
They made it sound like he spent his first night in a casino, got lucky, and then his life was ruined, basically. It's like, well, that was easy. I just won a fuckload of money really quick.
I can just do this?
I can just do this and party.
Well, he's a heartbreak kid. Yeah. No, I like the documentaries that they've been doing, and I'm going to continue to watch some of the other ones. I'm not too interested. What were they promoting this
Warrior.
week? Yeah, I'm not too interested.
And we've got the Warrior Dark Side as well coming out. So
interesting.
There'll be 2 Warrior docs soon.
Yeah. But they've been doing some good stuff, so I recommend both of those because I enjoyed both stories from different wrestling, from different parts and all that stuff. Speaking of wrestling, one last thing. We'll get to NXT, I swear. But speaking of wrestling all over the place and in different parts of the world, what about Mexico? In the summer, a dream match has been announced officially.
Yeah.
The AAA title will be defended. The champion Kenny Omega against Andrade. What the hell?
That's pretty awesome.
King versus king right here.
I mean, we saw Laredo Kid ahead of his match at Triple Mania last year kind of showing up on AEW and stuff.
Forbidden doors.
Yeah, maybe.
You're saying this is the AAA will be the gateway drug for Andrade to join AEW?
Perhaps, but even if not, I can't wait for that match. The rest of the show will likely be very ridiculous, as it normally is, but Andrade, Kenny Omega, I can't wait.
Yeah, I believe it's August. I think it's August 14th. I could be mistaken, but I had it pulled up earlier. And yeah, that's going to be fucking crazy. Dream match for sure.
Like, that's a match we've talked about for a long time. Like, way before we even thought this being a possibility. So, this is exciting.
Yeah, so Kenny versus Andrade, that's a dream match. If this brings Andrade into AEW in any way, shape, or form, that's pretty cool. Kenny's got a match against Moose.
Yeah.
In Impact as well. Tinfoil hats on, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Khan, my prediction. You know I like predicting things that happen.
Okay.
Everyone just perked up like, all right, what's he saying? Tony Khan is going to buy Impact and Ring of Honor. And he's going to own all the what do you call it? The video libraries?
Yeah.
And
we're not journalists, by the way. Just
this is my predictions.
This is pure wild guessing.
Yeah, this is just what I like to do.
I could see there being a time when that second AEW show is AEW Impact. I could see that happening.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, so Kenny's got some title matches coming up. I mentioned, I don't know what show it was, but that Onita is bringing back FMWE, I think he's calling it, or something. So it's an exploding barbed wire death match. So, of course, it's going to be on July 4th for fireworks.
Oh, wonderful.
So maybe we'll cover that as well.
I mean, hopefully I'm working by then. So I do need to be selective with what I'm, saying I'll do.
I'd say that over everything.
I haven't worked for a while.
I'd say that over everything.
But yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
All the different wrestling all over the place. Which brings us to this show here tonight. NXT. From May 18th, 2021, Capitol Wrestling Center, down in Florida. And we start off with some promo packages for all the matches tonight, including the main event of the cage match. But we get a little promo for Toni Storm versus Zoe Starks. Zoe Stark. I get confused with Ricky Starks. Yeah, Zoe Stark, Tony.
Zoe like Tony.
Yeah, exactly. Which is actually what the announcer says, because they say, will it be Tony time or Zoe time? Yeah. So this match starts off with Zoe being super aggressive, but hits a springboard dropkick for a near fall. Tony on the outside throws Zoe into the steps and starts to beat her up continuously. Stark comes back with an enziguri as they go to commercial break. When we come back, it's Tony who goes for the Storm Zero, the Tiger Bomb, but it's countered into like a Dragon Rana from Zoe for a near fall, which looked beautiful. Then a half and half suplex again for a near fall. Tony comes back with a German suplex and then the Strong Zero, but Zoe kicks out, and the announcers do a great job of selling it. Like, usually people don't kick out of that, and Tony's a little flustered, and as Zoe goes to get up to hit something, it's countered, and Tony debuts a new finishing move here. It's like a judo flip and then spins you in midair and like DDTs you. I've tried watching this GIF back like 4 times. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, it was like we've seen that kind of move that it's the float over into the knee. Who is it that does that?
Zoe Stark.
Oh, is it?
She tried to go for that move.
It's blocked. Like that, but then into a DDT.
I'm showing it to you right now, and I don't know what it is. So, like, what is it? It's like a flipping judo.
It looks pretty cool. I like it. Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it looks great. As soon as she comes up with a name, is she going to call it Tony time? Or something else? I don't know. It looks great, but cool finishing move. Tony beats Zoe here. They kind of said that it's like an unhonorary women's title contender match.
Yeah, like what's the word?
Yeah.
Championship opportunities, perhaps.
Eliminator.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought this was pretty good. I think Tony's stepped it up for me recently. I think she's starting to feel a bit more comfortable in the heel role, and that's allowing her to bring a bit more aggression into her matches because she's just being a bit nastier. And Zoe, once again, in defeat, just looks great. Giving her a lot in these matches. Having her kick out Storm Zero is a pretty big thing to give them. And debut of a new move. So, I quite like this opener.
It's Tony time.
I guess so.
I guess she gets a title shot against Raquel. Mm-hmm. But this is fine. This is still helping Zoe, like, still get over.
Yeah.
Like, regardless. I thought it was a pretty fun match as well. Tony, like, is kind of just dragging along in NXT. It's like, do you go to the main roster? What do you do? So here it kind of elevates her. The new move definitely is something refreshing.
Yeah.
For sure. Look really cool. We get Frankie Monet, who comes out, though, stands on the entrance ramp with her cute little dog, and says, "See you next Tuesday."
Did she even say that?
That's what they said. Cause she's going to wrestle.
She just came out and did nothing.
She just poses with her dog. Always nice to see a doggo on NXT, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the woman walked out and pointed. I don't have much analysis of that.
It's pretty much like Sting, but with a dog.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Instead of the bat. We go to LDF backstage, Legado del Fantasma, without Santos, and they're questioned about that, and they say, "Don't worry about Santos, he's doing fine, but worry about the title shot that we are owed from MSK." But then they are interrupted by Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher, and they say, "Hey, you guys deserve a title shot. We deserve a title shot. I think maybe tonight we settle who really does." So tonight it'll be a tag team match between these two teams.
Yeah, Timothy Thatcher speaks some Spanish as well to Legado del Fantasma.
He tries to.
Speaks very bad Spanish, but...
I think they understood him.
Yeah.
I didn't know what he said.
Challenge accepted.
Right. Got it.
According to Thatcher. Sorry, Ciampa.
Later tonight. Well, we see a car pull up, a beautiful Rolls Royce, and it's Cameron Grimes who shows up, and there's a bunch of people standing outside. And he grabs his keys and he throws them over to Jake Atlas, who just happens to be standing around. And Grimes treats him like the valet parking. He goes, "Here you go. Take my keys. Go park it around the top and I'll tip you good." Ha ha. And he says, "Sorry, Cameron. You can't park here because Ted DiBiase stole your spot." And everyone around is like, "Ha ha ha ha. Oh." So they're bullying Cameron Grimes. They're joking with him. And he says, "Yeah, we'll see about that." So he challenges him to a match. Grimes versus Jake. Later tonight as well, so oh boy. And will Ted DiBiase show up? Yeah,
is this a one night thing with Jake, or is Jake going to be involved with Ted DiBiase?
Jake's the new Virgil?
Maybe, or yeah.
We'll have to see.
Who knows?
We see The Way, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell. They're at a spa. They're enjoying their title win victory. This is what champions do when they win titles.
Oh yeah,
go to the spa with
Pamper
the titles.
Yourself.
However, it kind of turns into like little weird because like as they're talking and discussing their title win and Dexter Lumis is revealed to be the one actually massaging Indy Hartwell.
They're clearly not paying enough on those NXT contracts because this guy's got a second job at a spa.
Yeah, right.
And just happens to be working this day
at a spa.
Yeah.
So Dexter's just massaging her temples while Candice kind of gets Indy to go, like, "You don't need Dexter. See, you didn't need him at all. And he broke your heart." And she's like, "Yeah, he did." So he hears this and gets, like, heartbroken. So he leaves.
He does the sad Arrested Development walk.
Yeah, the Michael Cera.
Head down.
Charlie Brown music or whatever.
Yeah.
Just walks off. Incredible Hulk song. Yeah, so Candice and Indy say that he's the biggest loser and he's sad. So it's kind of making Dexter... I think he was there to try to apologize and just massage her, which is kind of weird.
It's fine.
More on that later.
They're doing like a fairy tale story, right? Kind of thing, like the monster who doesn't speak and the girl. Like, this is what they did with Kane all the time and stuff.
Yeah.
I know it could seem creepy, but in the context of the story, it's not, I don't think.
Yeah. I love Dexter's social media game. He posts on his Instagram. It's like him in, like, beautiful shirt. You would love his shirt game.
Oh, yeah?
Hanging out somewhere sunny, and then just makes a drink, and then just drinks it, and doesn't say anything.
Nice.
It's pretty great. I do recommend. Best Instagram going. Maybe not the best. But yeah, it's up there. We go to... After right away when they cut away from the scene when Dexter walks off after massaging Indy Hartwell, it cuts back to the commentary desk and they're all like, "Oh, Dexter's like whatever," and Wade says that he will never close his eyes again during a massage.
I think it would be weird massaging someone with their eyes wide open, wouldn't it?
Well, you want to know,
like if you're the masseuse, I think you'd be creeped out.
You want to know who's massaging you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, I thought it was funny. So many jokes I want to make, but I'm not going to do it. We go to a prime target. Yes, a prime target, which is for our matchup next week, Balor Cross 2. So it's another one of these epic videos. It shows Finn rewatching his match with Cross and Cross rewatching his match with Finn. And they're like looking back on some of the crazy spots in that match. And Finn says that he felt the force of his conviction and it was a matter of time before he got his title back. But I want my rematch. And Finn says that going down is how we live, but staying down is how we die. And Finn Balor isn't dead yet. We have a guy named Jimmy Smith, who apparently is an NXT expert, who talks all about this match. We get Pat McAfee, SmackDown's own Pat McAfee, who says Finn Balor's got this. Like, he slipped up at the other one, but he's in a different mindset. He's going to win this. Then we get a cameo from Paul Heyman, who says everyone's secretly interested in this matchup because the last time it was Cross who took the title away. Even the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, is interested in watching this match. He's going to be watching. That's what Paul Heyman says, because everyone wants to know. And Paul Heyman says he doesn't have picks of who's going to win. Usually he has spoilers, but this one is just a little too close to call. So even the great Paul Heyman can't decide.
Yeah, not a fan of Paul Heyman sitting on the fence. He doesn't seem like a fence sitter. And here he's like, not going for anyone? Come on, Paul. Pat McAfee made his choice.
Pat's like, fucking Finn.
Yeah.
And Paul's like, I don't know. Maybe we should ask Roman.
I thought this was really good. Again, these prime targets are fantastic. I think if you're flicking through the channels and you see this, I feel you could watch this video and be like, hey, that sounds pretty cool. I might tune into that next week. They made a point yesterday on Raw on actually heavily promoting NXT for tonight, which they don't normally do. They normally do a commercial, but they actually had the promos with Gargano and Bronson Reed ahead of the steel cage match. So if anyone saw that on Monday and was like, hey, I want to tune in tonight, again, this fills them in perfectly. I can't say I've been quite open. I'm not a big fan of Karrion Kross. He hasn't really brought it for me. So beforehand, I couldn't say I'm particularly excited about this match. But once again, these video packages fully sell it for me.
Yeah, 100%. The match they had the first time was good. Didn't quite get to that next level that we've seen Finn do with Pete and Kyle. Maybe it didn't hit for me as much as that. For me, it's still, I'm comparing, again, going back to Roman Reigns, the way Roman Reigns strikes and hits Cesaro and all the guys, he's been pounding on dudes. And what is he, stacking them and smashing them? Mm-hmm. Cross just like slaps people. It's not believable. I want it. He looks like a killer. His name was Killer
And he
Cross.
did in this video.
Yeah, it shows him like beating people up and doing judo and all or whatever. But like he looks the part, but when he fights guys, it doesn't come off like as strong. Like it's like the other guys got to do all the selling for a weak looking move. And this is just being like wrestling nerds here. But like, yeah, this video made him believable.
Yeah,
the video was great.
It felt very sports based. Like you had all the training montages of them in the gym. You had Cross, like in his gi, was doing some martial arts and stuff. Yeah. It baffles me that this is the same company that produces Raw, because everything tonight, they just do such a good job throughout the show, like letting you know this is coming next week, this is next week. I think they're branding with these prime targets. Just calling it Cross Balor 2 makes it feel bigger than, oh, it's Lashley versus Drew again. You know, it's another rematch. We got Charlotte and Asuka just on Raw. Yeah. Didn't feel big. Whereas you tell us 2 weeks ago we're getting Charlotte and Asuka in a WrestleMania rematch. Asuka Flair 3 or whatever, brand it and do these things. It sells it more. You can make things feel bigger. I just think NXT are doing such a great job at promoting themselves at the moment.
100%. Like, they instantly built this matchup with this video. I don't know who did it, but it felt like Dickie Bird did it.
Yeah.
It felt like it was Sean Ryan.
I think it was Sean Ryan,
Jeremy
again,
Borash,
I
or
assume.
someone. But yeah, hats off, because the team at NXT are killing it with these videos. Absolutely. Like, all the little things in this were pretty sweet. We go to Cameron Grimes coming out, but he comes out to the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase's music, but his Titantron. Do you want to describe what was this?
It reminded me of the video package Cody Rhodes made for the Big Show ahead of their WrestleMania match, which was all highlights of the Big Show
Fails.
fucking up at WrestleMania.
Oh.
And it was like that, but with Ted DiBiase. It was Ted DiBiase getting like slot poured over him, getting pinned, messing up his like challenges, all these. He trod in poo, I think, at one point.
It's like ridiculous stuff, and Cameron Grimes comes out just laughing because he got this video made for him for his match, but it's against Jake Atlas, who comes after him. There's some kicks from Jake. They go to commercial early. When we come back, Hurricane Rana for a 2 count from Atlas. Cameron Grimes hits a running knee that looked nasty, and then he tells everyone that his name is Cameron Grimes. There's then Atlas, who hits him with his classic German suplex. As the match continues, we see a picture-in-picture of a limo pulling up, but the limo is white and has a $sign on it, so we know who that is. As the match continues, Atlas comes in with a pump knee of his own and a spinning lariat for a 2. Grimes goes for the cave-in, but the $1 Million Man's music hits, and out walks the actual $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. As Cameron Grimes is so frustrated by this, distracted, there's a sunset flip roll-up where Atlas stacks Grimes and gets the pin as we hear the classic laugh. As Ted DiBiase just laughs, and Cameron Grimes storms around the ring and says, "That Ted DiBiase."
Damn Ted DiBiase.
Wrestling's just
This is
great.
so weird. I'm enjoying it,
Yeah.
but it's, again, every week. So it's confirmed next week we're getting a face-to-face between these two. Where is this
Face-to-face.
going?
A match.
Between these two? Grimes hitting the cave-in to Ted DiBiase.
Jeez. I said it's leading to Ted Jr.
It feels like that, but...
No, I think they got to work together.
You think they'll team up? Do you think Jake Atlas is going to be involved anymore?
He's Virgil?
Is he going to be, like, in DiBiase's corner?
I don't think so.
No?
Maybe. I don't think so. I think he was just kind of here in this.
Just a body.
Yeah. Maybe Grimes and $1 Million Man like come to an agreement and they've joined forces for like the Mega Bucks or something. The Mega Grimes? No, the Grimes Bucks? I don't know.
But I don't think Grimes needs a mouthpiece.
No, he doesn't. But maybe he, because you know all about like the Bitcoin stuff is like dropped and all. I don't know all this shit about Bitcoin. So it's like maybe $1 Million Man tricks Grimes into losing money. So
Okay.
he ends up poor.
Grimes ends up
And
poor.
$1 Million Man gets more rich. Because realistically, like last
and then
week,
fucks off.
it wasn't the house thing. Like it was Grimes who wanted to buy a house for $2 million and bumped it up all the way to $8 million, and that's when Ted DiBiase won it. So really, like
Yeah, Ted
Grimes-
DiBiase lost that.
Yeah, like DiBiase just has all this excess money, I guess. That's why. But like the storyline, I don't know where the end game is of this, but I guess we just got to ride
The NXT Championship.
Ted DiBiase and Cameron Grimes.
I don't know.
I don't know where it goes, but bring it on.
I could see Grimes maybe doing his own $1 Million Championship.
Ooh.
And he'll start kind of unofficially defending that.
Right,
every
like
week.
the FTW title.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, let's do that. And has a $1 million open challenge, and if you beat him, you get the title and $1 million.
Yeah.
Or it's worth $1 million anyways, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. We should get that title.
The $1 million one?
We go to sorry, I forgot to mention that Ted DiBiase leaves and gets in his limo and drives off as Grimes chases him. So
And he's laughing even more. He's always so happy, that man. Always laughing.
I wonder if he does that like in his life. Like he walks around, he's at the grocery store. Well, these bananas are on sale today, sir. He's just always
There are
laughing.
people. I worked with this girl who, whenever she would call like the office,
Yeah.
they'd laugh for like a good minute, and I'm like, "What's so funny?" And it's like, "Oh, it's just Linda. You're like, what? And it's just like, oh, hi, Linda. Yeah. And they're just laughing the whole time and no one's saying anything. I'm
Sounds
like,
awful.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
I get weirded out when people are too happy.
Because you yourself are not happy.
No, there's just being like... There's being happy, and then there's why are you being so happy?
Yeah.
Why are you
true.
laughing over just saying hello to someone?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Calm the fuck down.
Yeah, I don't like when people are over excessively happy. Like when you're trying too hard, I'm like, get out of here. No one's that happy.
I don't trust you.
Life sucks. Come on, don't fool me. I know life's hard. You don't have it any better. Get out of here.
So DiBiase probably gets in his limo. He's laughing. The windows go up, and he just goes, "Life's hard."
Yeah. Everyone always asks me if they have a price, but no one ever asks me how I'm doing.
Oh, Ted DiBiase.
Everybody's got a price, but not everybody's got a friend. But maybe he does with Cameron Grimes. I looked at a picture today, and it was Ted DiBiase laughing, and it was just a picture, and it says, "You can hear this picture." I was like, yeah, I can. We see Bronson Reed, a little video for his match tonight. He says that I've been everywhere. I've traveled and paid my dues. It took 14 years. I've wrestled forever, and this is my destiny here in NXT, North American Championship, so I can take it home to my wife, look her in the eyes, and say, 14 years, we did it. I don't know how this guy doesn't win tonight after saying that. I was like, I don't know your wife, but I hope you bring that title home to her.
Didn't want you to win before, but knowing you're married, yeah.
Exactly.
Do it.
Yeah.
Let's go, Bronson.
It was very Eddie Kingston talking about it, Ruthie.
I think he sounded really good recently. His promo game has definitely improved. I think he just sounds very natural and real and got a great voice, and he's a big, intimidating guy. So, I'm a big fan of Bronson Reed these days.
Yeah, I liked his promo. I liked how John. We have like a nice living room now, so we hang out and put Raw on in the background when we were hanging out, and then we noticed on Monday night when Johnny Gargano popped up, an insert promo behind a cage, and I was like, that's so cool that they do that. And then it cut to Bronson later in the night, and I thought that was awesome to promote like this show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Show. It's such little things that they should be doing. We go to an interview with Pete Dunne, who's with Arash. I think I wrote his name down. Markazi. We've seen him a few times here before.
Yeah, he did the Cole interview at Cole's house.
That's right. Yeah. So he's pretty good. He's like doing the serious, again, it's kind of sport like.
Absolutely. It doesn't feel WWE produced. It feels more like a kind of sit down. Yeah. ESPN, that kind of thing.
So he's sitting down with Pete Dunne, who's always looking so happy. He's someone who's overly excited all the time. Oh, yeah. Just so happy. He says, I can beat everyone here. I could beat Kushida if I want that cruiser title. It's mine. Walter, I could take back that title. But that's unfinished business. That's my brand over there. But maybe I want Johnny's title, the North American title. But really, I have my sights on the NXT World title here, and I never have a bad match, so I want this. I want to be aggressive. So Arash asked him, hey, you beat all these people. What's with your style? What's going on there? He basically says you're kind of a dick. Let's deal. He says
he's like, you have a very UFC style.
Yeah.
There's not a cage.
He says you fight like it's UFC, but without the octagon. He says I'm inspired by British wrestling, but it's my own style. And then goes off on fingers and how he hates hands and joint manipulation and all that stuff. He says he wants the NXT title. I've conquered the UK, and now I conquer the United States.
Yeah, he was asked about the fans and like, and this is what made me think actually this felt quite improvised and didn't feel like a scripted segment.
Yeah,
because I think when Arash asked him about his relationship with the fans, the question to me sounded like, since you kind of turned heel a few months ago and joined Pat and that, and like the fans are against you. And then Pete went off on bending fingers and stuff, and then kind of talking about the empty crowd. And he goes, sure, it's great when I can hear that reaction because everyone knows what it feels like to have like a finger bent backwards or something like that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't always need it. It just, I don't know, his answer there felt like, it felt a bit more improvised, and which is what I really liked about this segment. Again, it felt very sports-based, and there was nothing flashy. Like, Pete Dunne isn't a flashy talker, but having him just talk in this more interview style, I did find him quite interesting.
I like Pete Dunne here. He sounded like a real person mixed with the like his own character turned up. Like, it sounds like it could be him. Because he's describing the way he wrestles, and then at the end it's like, thanks, Pete, and he goes like, yep, thanks, and then it just cuts, and he's back to like being like just mean-faced potato Pete. Like, he's great. He's so good.
He didn't seem heelish here.
It was like a mix.
And I'm wondering if it's...
he's heel.
I think maybe they're kind of for when he is against Cross, because Cross feels like, is he baby face, is he heel a lot? And if we might start having more fans back soon.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I think Cross would be booed with fans. So I think if you have Pete in more of this tweener role, you can just embrace that, you know?
Yeah, I think Pete could potentially be NXT champ down the line. If he continues to have promos like this, too, it fits this character.
He's definitely improving. Or I think they're...
Mean Pete.
NXT are working out how to present him better.
Definitely.
And it's definitely these kind of backstage things rather than in-ring with the mic.
I like Pete Dunne. I definitely see something. He's also someone who's like, he was off for that little while because of the like doors being closed, pandemic and all that, and he just got like crazy shape and everything. Like, I could see big things for this. I could see him being WWE champion like down the line. I think he's got something that wrestling fans definitely enjoy. But they're still working out some like kinks, and this is definitely a step forward. But
I want to see more of these interviews. To be honest, I think this really worked. We
go to Imperium, who are in the ring, and they are ready for a match. It's the match we were promised last week. They weaseled their way out of it, but it has to happen. It's Alexander Wolf versus Killian Dane, former members of Sanity, now having to fight. Imperium's kind of making Wolf do this, like to test him. Will you fight your former friend? These guys just start to slug it out here. We have Drake Maverick on the outside in support of Dane, and Marcel Bartel and Fabian Eichner on the outside for Wolf. These guys are beating each other with slugging it and haymakers and a boot to the face. They're not being nice about it. There's a German suplex and exchange of European uppercuts. Bartel slides Wolf a chair, but he doesn't want to use it, and then Dane runs at him with the divide, the like running crossbody, and pins Wolf just like that. And Dane and Drake celebrate and kind of exit, and then Imperium stand tall with Wolf, but then they beat him up. Yeah, it was all they don't want any losers in this group, so they take out Alexander Wolf, Imperium bomb, the European uppercut powerbomb combo, leave him laying as they stand tall.
The match itself didn't do anything for me. I think they're just two very cold characters for me, so I wasn't particularly interested. I actually couldn't tell you the last time I watched an Alexander Wolf match.
Yeah.
It might be that Worlds Collide match when he gets injured, because I don't think he's wrestled on NXT at all.
I can't remember.
And I know he had a couple of I think a couple of matches with Ilya in NXT UK, which are actually meant to be pretty good, but didn't watch that. So
this was a little
it feels like it's been a long time. But I perked up with the angle at the end, Imperium taking him out.
Didn't I say that?
You did, yeah. You called that exactly.
That means they need to replace him.
Yeah,
Pete Dunne.
I don't think you need to.
Because then he's
I think you just do the three.
The three of them. Walter.
Maybe Thatcher. Like if you go revisit that.
Oh yeah.
Thatcher joins and turns on Ciampa.
Yeah,
I think that would be good down the line.
Interesting.
I do worry for Wolf though now.
Well, yeah.
I can't see anything happening with this guy.
He's gonna join Drake and Dane.
Maybe, yeah.
In a unit, and they'll feud with Imperium for a while. But someone's gonna join Imperium, and you're right. Maybe it's Thatcher that, like.
That's more interesting.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. For sure. I thought this was cool that they finally kicked him out and stuff like that. Unfortunately for him, but it kind of drives the story there. It makes it way more interesting. I think it's a step forward for them as well. We go to Raquel and Dakota backstage, and they're being interviewed, and they mentioned that Raquel beat Mercedes and proved to her that she's the baddest bitch on the block, essentially. Mm-hmm. She says that... Dakota says, yeah, I would have like kicked her head off, too, if I got in the ring with her again or something like that.
Mackenzie brought up that it seems like you two aren't getting along, because there was that moment last week after the match when Raquel gave Mercedes respect and Dakota kind of gave her a look. And Dakota's like, yeah, I'd have kicked her in the head, but like friends disagree. It doesn't mean we're not getting along. People have disagreements.
So we are going to
Brushes it
focus now. We're going to focus on the women's tag titles. That's right. That's what they say. But they're interrupted by Everrise, which is great. These guys are super hyper. They're always happy and excited. They say, "Whoa, girls, why are you being greedy? You see, you're already champion. Well, you, Dakota, you're not so much champion. Definitely a champion, not so much a champion." And Raquel and Dakota say, "Who are you?" They say, "We are Everrise, host of Everrise Live." And they go, "What, you got a problem with me? What, you got a problem with us? Huh? You got a problem? Why don't you take a swing, huh? Take a swing at me." And, well, Raquel listens to him and smacks him and lays him out. And then the coffee goes all over the place. And they go, "Are you live now?" Ha 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 ha. And then they walk off, leaving Everrise. And then they go, "Whoa, what happened?" He goes, she sucker punched me. Even though he said, "Take a swing."
Yeah.
These guys are hilarious.
They're very entertaining. I'm glad they're getting their time every week, because I think these guys are good. And I feel I say this every week, but I do want to check out their show. I just keep forgetting to.
Yeah, I think they're really funny, and it's great that they have like a platform and stuff. I just can't super get into like kayfabe wise kind of content sometimes. For sure. It's a little too much, but I think they're great, so definitely recommend checking it out. I have put it on a little bit, and I think they're really funny, and their mugs are super
yeah, we
great.
should get them, I think.
Yeah, we should get the BDE rule.
Yeah. Oh, I just mean theirs. Let's support these guys.
We got to support Everrise, some Quebecois.
Raquel and Dakota going on a quest for the tag titles.
Belt collector.
Yeah, I could see Raquel having both for a bit. I can see her, because I think that will further angle to the eventual breakup of Dakota and Raquel.
True, yeah. That's definitely something we could do. But, yeah, I'm interested in that. We go to LDF, Legado del Fantasma, Raul Mendoza, and Joaquin Wilde versus Toothless Tim and Tommy Ciampa in a number one contenders tag. Again, an unofficial number one contenders match.
They did set this up as a number one contenders match.
Ciampa and Thatcher versus LDF. Ciampa hits a forearm early on when he's going off with Mendoza, and he rocks him right in the face. I don't know if it busted his mouth or his nose, but he continues wrestling, and he's beating up Raul as Raul is just bleeding here. Thatcher gets an ankle lock, and then I think it's Wilds who goes to break it up, but then Ciampa puts him in an ankle lock at the same time, so they're both ankle locking these guys, but then they eventually get out of it with like a double roll-up, which looked great. There's a commercial break, and when we come back, it shows during the commercial the doctors had to check on Raul Mendoza's face because he was bloody. They were wiping him and fixing him up and say, "Okay, you're clear. You can go back into the match." So he is. But Ciampa's running rampage with his running clothesline trains back and forth all over the place, multiple clotheslines. And then Thatcher's in and hits belly to bellies on both guys, uppercuts. Ciampa's in hitting knees. There's then Legado del Fantasma doing double teams like assisted moonsaults and lion salts, and then topes. There's then a tope from Wild to the outside, but as he goes onto Thatcher, but as he goes back into the ring, he's welcomed by Ciampa, who hits him with the Willow's Bell. And as we think it's over, Mendoza breaks it up at like 2.9.
That was a great near fall, yeah.
I thought it was over 100%, and he came out of nowhere to break that up. While all this chaos is happening, grizzled young veterans come down, and they hit Ciampa with that like setup for their finish, the
ticket to mayhem.
They just basically throw him like face first into the apron, roll him back into the ring, which then Mendoza and Raul hit their finisher, the Enziguri side Russian leg sweep, and they pin Ciampa.
I really enjoyed this. I thought this was really entertaining. I did think LDF felt like baby faces in this, especially with Raul being busted open early, and it was the two bigger guys just beating down on him for most of the match before he made his comeback. It really felt like Legado del Fantasma were the babyface team here, and we've kind of been saying the same about Santos as well. So I wonder if maybe I feel like I'm saying this about every character on NXT this week, but definitely got babyface vibes from them, even though they won from grizzled young vets kind of
helping them.
But yeah, I thought this was a really entertaining match. I thought Thatcher and Ciampa did a great job of just isolating them and just beating them down. And then the spurts of like the high flying from Legado del Fantasma were excellent.
Yeah, they have some pretty crazy like lucha moves and stuff like that, obviously. And Raul taking that nasty bump where like they had to check on him and stuff. You could see the referee Drake was back in this match, and you could see he was like, "Hey, Raul, your mouth looks like it's bleeding. Let me look at that." And Raul was like, "No, please, do not come anywhere near my mouth. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye." Overall, I thought this was fun too, and it means we're gonna get Tim and Tommy versus GYV, and then LDF versus MSK, which hopefully MSK beat them, and then MSK GYV at the takeover.
That sounds right. Yeah, I think that's right.
MSK and GYV, book it. We go,
and then you have with Thatcher and Tim losing to Grizzled Young Vets. That's up with Imperium.
Yeah.
And then Thatcher's joining them.
It's all into place.
Yeah.
It's all into place.
Good
it's all
stuff.
part of the plan. Another part of the plan is Mackenzie Mitchell backstage with Bobby Fish. He's back. Last week he showed up to save Kyle. He says, "Last week had nothing to do with Kyle O'Reilly. I don't really care about him," which kind of broke my heart a little bit. I was like, come on, don't say that. He says, "It only had to do with the fact I'm not done with Pete and Oni. You see, I had to have tricep surgery, and it sucked, so I'm going to face Pete Dunne. I'm going to challenge you. Show up next week versus me." And, this match is made official that it is now Bobby Fish versus Pete Dunne next week.
I'm interested. I can't see myself getting particularly invested in much of a Bobby Fish story. I like him. I think he's a good wrestler, and I think he's a good promo here. But I think still being kind of attached with Undisputed Era and seeing where that story's going, it does make me a bit more interested in him in a singles run than I would be otherwise.
Yeah. I want Kyle as the singles guy, and that's like the more important thing. But Bobby and should maybe still be his like. I kind of don't like that they're not being friends. I don't know. It's making me upset.
I think it's just I don't know. I think it's a longer story here because you've got Roddy who's put in his papers and left.
Right.
Kyle's obviously on the hunt for the NXT title. Cole's disappeared now, so Bobby. I don't particularly care much about a singles run for Bobby Fish, but I think this is all still part of the Undisputed Era story, essentially.
Yeah. Because I want Red Dragon to always like be there for each other. That's just how I feel. And, yeah. But
he doesn't hate Kyle. They're just doing
I don't know. He
thing.
didn't sound too nice, to be honest. If I came back...
Nah, he was just like, look, he's doing his thing, I'm doing mine.
He didn't... Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And he didn't sound like a friend.
I disagree. He's still...
I hope so.
He needs to let Kyle flourish on his own.
It's true.
Yeah,
you do.
He knows that.
Did you see the new Kyle O'Reilly NXT t-shirt?
I did indeed, yeah.
It's a X-ray of a heel being hooked by like a hook. Because it's the heel hook.
I know what you did last summer.
Yeah.
Like the fisherman's hook.
It's a very interesting t-shirt. It was very interesting.
WWE sure know how to make a t-shirt, don't they?
Like what? It's very interesting.
It's not great.
Because it's very similar to
another Canadian wrestler, yes.
That had a shirt like that, yeah. We go to Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell.
You just keep on wanting to talk about shit I don't want to talk about today, don't you?
It's like when we do What's Next and you dig up my old tweets to try to get me cancelled. Yeah.
It's just like COVID, Drake Younger, who else is cancelled?
What do you think about Brit Rest?
It's great. It's the best thing ever.
We go back to the spa. It's Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. And Candice says champions deserve a great spa day. And it's just been a great day. So I'm going to pay for this. So she gives her credit card to cover the spa day. But the spa attendant comes over, masking up still. Good spa attendant. Says, sorry, but your credit card's been declined. She says, what? What do you mean declined? I use it all the time. Oh, it must be that Austin Theory buying all those pizzas again. And then they laugh. And the attendant here goes, actually, tried using the card a few times, and then I called your credit card company, and apparently you've been making charges for all these unpaid expenses for flowers and chocolate. This employee is going way over the line, crossing all the lines of...
You can't just...
confidentiality.
I couldn't phone up your credit card company and just be like, hey, what's Braden been spending money on?
Yeah.
He didn't pay me this month. What's he been spending money on?
What the fuck? I didn't understand this at all. They would tell you Miss Jones' dispensary
Yeah.
And then they tell you Rabba. the convenience store bodega downstairs.
Pretty much.
And that roadie place. And maybe some pho from the other day, but that's about it. Oh, wait, and the burrito bowl.
And OnlyFans, but listen to Behind the BDE to find out
you.
all about that.
That's you. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. That's you. So yeah, this employee can't do this.
Not only have they just let in this random bloke to come in and touch these women, and pretend he works there,
worst spot ever.
But now they're just calling your credit card company
and saying,
you could have just gone, hey, do you have another card? This one's declining.
No, sorry, your credit card company told us a spa you're at that you spent all your money on flowers.
Yeah.
It's like, that is breaking so many laws. I need to figure out
Again,
what spa
it makes me question the...
it makes me question Florida.
Well, it makes me question the pay at NXT if her credit card's maxed out from buying 2 bouquets of flowers a month ago.
So the reason they use this in the story is so that Indy goes, wait a second, Candace, you bought all those flowers and stuff? So it wasn't, you mean Dexter still likes me? And then she runs off all happy to go find Dexter.
Yeah, because a few weeks ago, Shotzi and Ember received flowers and it said it was from Dexter Loomis, which I don't think they did too well putting the pieces together at that's why Indy was mad.
Yeah.
I didn't really pick up on that.
Well, now this love story is even more twisted because it's like in The Wedding Singer when Adam Sandler's character finally goes, I have to have the balls to tell Julia I love her. So he goes to her house, but then he sees her in the window trying on her wedding dress. So he's like, I can't do it. So he leaves. And then in her house, she's like, I can't marry this guy. I love this guy. So it's like all like bad timing, different things. So Dexter now thinks Indy hates him, but without knowing, Indy
and she thought he was interested in other women. And
the spa attendant's creeping on Candace's credit card information. You mean to tell me Candace and Johnny bought that TV? They had that TV. They got all those Funko Pops, all the Star Wars trips, the dog,
and it's
all
the
that
flowers
gear.
that pushed it over the edge.
Flowers that do it.
Flowers are expensive, but I think they can be comfortable with it.
It was a little weird with the story being this random spa lady is telling me about Candice LeRae's credit card information.
Yeah, this was one of the way scenes that I'm so hot and cold with these.
Yeah.
I was cold this week with this.
All I know is it cuts back to the commentary table and because you just see Indy running off to go find Dexter somewhere, and Beth goes, "Forget about Benifer. It's all about Index." Bless Ben Affleck. You hear about this?
I heard about the girl he was chatting to and sent the video to.
Yeah, so I'm kind of... I could be wrong here. I don't want to sound like whatever, but Ben Affleck's on a dating app.
Right.
Matches with someone who then doesn't believe it's him, so unmatches. So he finds her on social media and sends her a video be like, "Hey, I'm Ben Affleck." So she posts it online and being like, "Look, Ben Affleck uses dating apps." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Do whatever I want." So since that story, Ben Affleck just goes, "Hey, J-Lo, remember when we were together?" She goes, "Yeah." So now they're back together. What? Benifer's back together.
I didn't know that.
OG Benifer is back together.
Wow, good for them.
Miracles do happen.
It's like the pact, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the pact. It's like, I made myself a promise. If I turn... What is he now? How old's Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck is a goddamn legend and a hero.
Yeah, good for him. 48. That was his pact. If I'm not married by the time I'm 48, J-Lo.
I can't believe Ben Affleck is
That's crazy.
Good for him.
Good for them. Good for him.
Does he actually have that tattoo on his back?
I
heard he got a tattoo on his back. I wasn't sure if it was for a role or something. But dude played Batman and then gets back with J-Lo. What a legend, Ben Affleck. What's your favorite Ben Affleck movie? Phantoms, yo. He was the bomb in Phantoms, yo.
What's it called? Chasing Amy. That's a good one.
Oh, you know what? 100%. That is such an underrated movie.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like what's the one with Matt Damon?
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, obviously
that's a great
so
film.
Good. Yeah.
Not Fargo. Argo. Is that it?
Oh yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good director. I like The Town. I like Ben Affleck.
Yeah, he's made some stinkers, but he's made some good movies that are all right.
Yeah, I feel I feel recently, I mean, I'm not counting Batman v Superman and all
Nah, I
that,
don't
but I feel he's been making good films for a while.
Well, he's gonna have a comeback
He had
now.
like a lot of duds when he was younger.
Yeah.
And people still kind of judge him on that, I feel.
Yeah, maybe. He gets a bad rap for sure. But he, in my book, the Twitch chat's going wild that we broke this news of J-Lo. Because she was with A-Rod. So she just broke up with him like last month. We cover wrestling, and now I feel like we're covering celebrity talk here. But
TMZ.
This is some big news here. Bennifer, OG Bennifer, back together. Fuck yeah, Ben Affleck. He's the bomb. Love Ben Affleck.
Oh, I now know exactly what Eric Marcotte's picking.
Oh,
next year.
fuck off.
Yeah, it's got to be, right?
Oh, God. Oh, no. Is it Jiggly? What's that movie?
Oh, Gigi, is it?
Isn't that the movie?
Yeah. Oh, there's that. I thought Daredevil.
Oh, that's with him and Bennifer, too.
Yeah.
That's when he met Jennifer Garner, and he has kids with her.
Right.
Daredevil. I hate that movie, but I loved that movie as a kid. Like, it's terrible, but good soundtrack. Evanescence?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Welcome to our Ben Affleck podcast. Giggly. Oh, God. The Twitch chat's going off. Why did you say that? Oh, no. That is literally worse than Catwoman. Can't wait. Shout out Ben Affleck. Applesauce, bitch. Continuing back to NXT. So we go to more of The Way. This time, though, it's Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory. And Gargano cuts a promo on Bronson saying, "You are not on my level. And I'm going to leave you laying like I left Karrion Kross laying." So Johnny's taking the rap for laying him out. He says, "I will do the same to you. And I'm unbeatable. And I'm Johnny Wrestling. I'm untouchable." And then he does his pose with Theory. So he's saying he's going to beat the Colossal one tonight. Our next match, well, what did you think? It was kind of just a quick little promo.
Good, but I just like that they do this. I think they make the main events feel big, and having the promos of the two people in the main event throughout the night, both sounded good, confident, nothing extraordinary, but it built up the main event and made it feel like a big deal.
The Twitch chat's letting me know, Dickie Bird's letting me know in the Twitch chat that the movie I was referencing is pronounced Geely, the Ben Affleck J-Lo
like
movie.
a gilet, like those
Geely.
body warmer things.
Is that what that is?
A gilet, yeah, like
Geely.
your Kushida gilet.
Geely. I like Jersey Girl too. That was good. I don't know why I like that movie.
You like Jersey Girls?
Yeah, that too. But I know you do. But I know the movie Jersey Girl. People get a bit of bad rap, but I'm like, I love it. It's good. We go to Saray versus Aaliyah. Can't you tell? I just want to continue talking about Ben Affleck. Let's go to Saray versus Aaliyah. Robert Stone comes out looking fresh. We have Jessie Kamea ringside as well. I've never seen this look. She's wearing like a kimono with like short shorts or something. A skirt or something. It was look. It was working.
They're a fashionable group.
They are. Robert Stone is a fashionable man too.
Wearing his hat.
Yeah, it's a nice hat. You think I could pull off a hat like that? What kind of hat was it?
Yeah,
Fedora?
actually, yeah. You need the suit to match.
Right. Yeah.
Or
at a
like
wedding
something like. With
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
You wouldn't do it all the time. That'd be like fancy.
We need to go suit shopping.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Someone in the posts. Are you
Sorry.
taking pictures of me?
Yes.
What are you doing? Is that for your OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Saray has a lit theme song. I love her theme song.
It's cool, yeah.
It's kind of similar to Kairi Sane's, to be honest. Like
The
same
beginning
instruments.
is, and then it picks up and gets quite like
Yeah, it was cool.
poppy.
Aaliyah comes at Saray here with some kicks, and it's Saray who comes back. There's a German suplex and then a top rope flying drop kick, and then sets Aaliyah up in the ropes, and we've seen her do this, the running drop kick, which then like sandwiches you in between the ropes. Looks kind of dangerous. And then hits the huge exploder, like Uranagi move. This move is nasty. And Saray pins her just like that. A pretty quick match here, but Saray goes over the Robert Stone brand.
Yeah, when she picked it up towards the end of the match and was delivering those like stiff drop kicks, and that suplex looks crazy. Her offense looks really deadly, I think. And you see her come out and she looks kind of small and cute, and then has got some power behind her.
Yeah.
And I thought Aaliyah looked pretty good here bumping around. I thought she took the moves all really well. She's probably going to be in this slot forever. Let's face it, but she's definitely shown improvements in the ring, which is good to see.
Shout out Robert Stone brand.
Yeah.
We go to Shotzi and Ember, the former women's tag champs. They're working on a new tank or something, and it's a video promo. They call Candice and Indy hussies. Big pop from me. Loved it. I can't call someone hussy, but it's great when Shotzi calls someone hussies. It's so funny. She says it's time to get back on track, so we're working. We're going to take care of business, and that's Ember's law, and that's what she said, says Ember. Big fan of The Office.
I like the visual of this promo of them both on the tank and stuff. It makes it unique to them. They're very in your face, and it's not going to be for everyone, but...
Yeah, I like Shotzi's delivery. I feel like Ember's now kind of just went, oh, you do that? I'll just do that too.
It does feel a bit like that.
But, like, hey, it's making her better, I guess. I don't know. I like the way Shotzi delivers her
They're
promos.
starting to feel more like a team,
Sure.
which I like. There is some sort of cohesion there now. I do agree, though. This feels very natural for Shotzi, whereas it feels like Ember's kind of trying a bit to like be kind of like Shotzi, like to fit in, but it will come, and they're definitely getting better.
Yeah,
because their promos really annoyed me to start with.
Yeah, definitely. They're gonna get a rematch, I guess, soon, but they have a match next week against Raquel and Dakota.
Yes,
so that's, I guess, the number one contenders
I
match.
would assume so. Yeah,
we get a vignette for the Diamond Mine, and it shows like MMA style gym people punching and like all sorts of things like thrive, achieve, and pressure is pleasure, and perform, train, fight, win. So the Diamond Mine is clearly like some sort of, I would assume like a stable. What would you think?
Yeah, I think it's either a stable or like an actual kind of like Raw Underground was, like a segment maybe.
Okay. Like, so people are gonna fight
like an octagon kind of thing.
Okay.
Maybe.
Fight. Well, we have the fight pit already.
We've got the fight pit, but I don't know. It's more likely a stable, but it's still unclear from these kind of what it is.
It's clear like a diamond. Yeah. Cool video, but yeah, not sure really what it is yet. I can't even think of who it would be. I don't know of anyone that's signed that they're like thinking of. I thought it was Daniel Garcia, but apparently he's been on Dark again. So
Asher Hale, Anthony Henry,
right?
He makes sense.
Yeah.
Arturo Huas,
right?
He's still kicking around. I don't know if he got injured, didn't he? I think, but they're the kind of guys I'd put in there
in a fight pit. Maybe Thatcher.
Like,
I don't know.
Well, Thatcher's doing his own thing.
Right,
but if it's a stable, I think you're maybe bringing in some of your PC guys. We haven't seen Tyler Rust recently.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe this could be Bivens coming back, and it's like a Bivens
Mine.
stable.
Right.
His
True.
Diamond Mine, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where it goes. Well, we go to the next stable we have here, the newest faction, the hottest act in wrestling, Hit Row. They come down to the ring. It's the new stable, which is Swerve, Top Dollar, B-Fab, and The Adonis. The squad comes out here vibing. Instantly, again, these guys look like superstars. The way they like all walk out, it's like
they're great.
Yeah, they got it down pat. They come out, and I noticed their music, which their theme song's lit, and it's clearly like the guys rapping, all of them rapping on the theme song. And there's a part where it's B-Fab who goes, Hit Row, and I'm a big fan of all these like little tie-ins. Obviously, the Hit Row is the Death Records, and I've talked about last week the tie-ins that they do. But the way she was saying that is how Bad Boy Records does it on a specific song, and Flavor in Your Ear. So I found the GIF of it, and I tweeted it, and it's clearly what they were going for because Top Dollar clearly retweeted it and was like, "Yeah, I know you realize what."
Nice.
What we were doing with the Bad Boy references, but I know they're doing all the little things, and if you're a hip hop head, you'll kind of see the little things that they do, and it's pretty great. Well, they're in a tag team match, and we're gonna see some of these guys wrestle, and it's Ashanti, the Adonis, and Top Dollar going up against Tony Nese. Remember him?
Yeah.
And Arya Daivari.
Arya Daivari.
Arya Daivari. Yeah. It's basically Tony Nese cut his hair. I couldn't recognize him, to be honest. But it's these guys. Enhancement talent here as the new Hit Row take just control. Top Dollar is big.
Oh yeah,
6'5", over 330 pounds is what they bill him as, and yeah, he looks huge. I guess compared to 205 guys, but yeah, he's throwing them around. He hits this remember the compactor that what is it? Who did that?
Heavy Machinery?
Yeah, Heavy Machinery, but he does it by himself. It's like World's
yes.
strongest slams while like dropping a guy forward. Both of them.
Like with the wasteland, wasn't it?
Yeah, with the wasteland. It was pretty innovative. It looked crazy, stacking both guys. Adonis is in hitting super kicks and a crazy drop kick, and then it's Francis Top Dollar who hits one of Okada's moves. It's like the attitude adjustment into like a brainbuster neck breaker kind of thing. Okada calls it heavy rain?
I believe so, yeah.
Well, Top Dollar calls it the cash out as he wins this match with this move. So Hit Row looking pretty dominant in their first win.
Looking really good. I love this act. And Top Dollar, like AJ Francis, I'd never heard of this guy like 3-4 weeks ago. I watched that Hidden Treasures thing. Still watching that, I just assumed he was a presenter who was a fan of WWE.
Yeah.
And then he's showing up and like took out Ruff the other week, and you're like, oh, is he a wrestler? And then here, like, this guy's moving great. I thought he looked awesome here.
Yeah, where was this guy hiding?
Like, compare this to like, okay, I know Amos is bigger, but someone else who's kind of been hiding in development, and Amos looks terrible. I was really pleasantly surprised with Top Dollar here.
Yeah, 100%.
I need to look more into his background and with wrestling and stuff, but I wasn't really aware of this guy at all.
Yeah, 100%. We've seen Ashanti the Adonis, and he had some moves here, but this was the first time to kind of get the showcase Top Dollar here. And yeah, I mean, if they're protecting both guys with like the tag team match, but again, squash match, but very like impressive considering we have not seen this guy on TV wrestle. So looking good so far. Hit Row already. They don't miss.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. It's Hit Row. This is like the cool, again, I can't get over how cool I think this act is in pro wrestling, but the fact that Swerve was still just finding his groove, still trying to find it, and boom, hit it, and I think
it's working.
Yeah, this thing's going to go to the top, honestly.
Oh, he was a former American football player.
He was in the
well.
NFL, yeah. I'm pretty sure
okay.
he was in the NFL. That's kind of why they gave him that slot on A&E, because he has collections and knows his stuff, but he knows how to wrestle too. So I can't wait to see more of these guys.
Yeah.
After this, they cut a promo, more rapping. They say another hit on the hit list, and we taking shots, we taking spots, we connect the dots. They say heat rises to the, and then the camera like looks up to the top in the rafters. They say it doesn't matter who wins. We don't care who wins tonight in the cage match for the North American title. But just know that Swerve is gonna be watching, and Swerve's gonna hit Row. So if you know, you know.
I feel Swerve just feels like such a star here. Yeah. While the others are like in their delivery are way more kind of hype with it, and he's just sort of sitting back all cool to like deliver the final line. It's like he knows he's so good, he doesn't really need to like get all pumped up and high. He just feels like so cool to me.
Oh, 100%. And he's calling out the North American Championship, which later on we go to, but I think he fights the winner at the pay-per-view.
I think so.
In your house?
Yeah.
So, sky's the limit for Hit Row here, as you said last week, and I mentioned is not a Death Row record again. But, yeah, I love everything about this act.
Me too. I think they're onto a winner here.
And, like, so many of the cool Photoshops I've seen and stuff, because they release music and stuff like that, but so many people took their picture and made it, like, with the pictures of Death Row, like, mixed in. Like, I mentioned who plays who in the slots, and someone did it just how I said it was, with who's Dre, who's Snoop,
right.
who's Shogun, all that. It just looks so sick. We go to Mackenzie Mitchell, who's with William Regal. She's busy tonight. Regal says MSK is going to face LDF in 2 weeks for the tag team titles. And we're going to be introducing some new competitors for the Cruiserweight division and the Women's division for the titles. And next week is Dakota and Raquel versus Shotzi and Ember. And we will see Grimes versus Ted DiBiase in a face-off. Frankie Monet debuts, and it's going to be Bobby Fish versus Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
That's all the stuff for next week. Oh, and Karrion Kross versus Finn Balor, too.
Another big week.
Yeah.
Just promoting things ahead of time just makes it feel big, rather than just finding out on the day what's happening. Oh, Frankie Monet is going to wrestle tonight, and Grimes and Ted DiBiase in a face-off. You're like, oh, okay. But I don't know, just promoting it makes everything feel special.
They found their stride with Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Definitely. Promoting things definitely goes a long way. Because it makes every show seem like a little special show.
Every week we say, oh, this card looks stacked. Oh, yeah. I'm excited tonight.
Well, I'm excited for this next match. Our main event, the North American title on the line. The champion Johnny Gargano defending against Bronson Reed in a steel cage match. And we see, obviously, Johnny Gargano, one of the gear gods in wrestling. Always has the best gear. It's like the Wolverine-inspired kind of X-Men stuff we've seen. But Bronson Reed's looking pretty fired, too. First of all, his entrance, they got the cage.
Oh, his entrance looked great. Since they've changed the set at NXT, they haven't been able to do his old entrance where he's, like, marching forwards.
Right.
But because they've got the screens above the crowd, they did it there and had him coming towards the actual cage. It just looked like this trap monster, like, breaking through.
It was cool.
Thought it looked very cool.
So Bronson Reed comes out. He's got like Earthquake-inspired gear here, I'd say, like the up and down line.
The wrestler, yes.
Yeah. Looked cool. So Johnny versus Bronson here. It's basically Reed throwing Johnny around. Every time Johnny runs at him, he's like swatting him away, throwing him into the cage.
Yeah, Johnny's just trying to escape.
Yeah,
right
the
away.
whole time he's just running up the cage, and Austin Theory's on the outside with all the shenanigans. Johnny hits a moonsault off like the top of like the ropes to Bronson for a near fall. Bronson hits him with a Death Valley driver, which looked awesome for a near fall. There's a commercial break. When we come back, again, it's Reed beating him up and hits a Samoan drop off the second rope, but Johnny kicks out. Eventually, Johnny's climbing, and Reed is going after him, again, like on the ropes, climbing part of the cage, and Johnny hits him with a sunset bomb, which looks great. Austin Theory tries to get involved, but Reed gets up and slams him into the cage, which distracts him. And again, he's like standing on the ropes. They just love playing on the ropes here. And Johnny spikes him with a poison Rana, which is crazy considering how big Bronson is. But he kicks out. There's then a power bomb off the top rope, just an avalanche power bomb.
Like the sunset flip from Johnny? Yeah.
No, from Reed.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yes.
He just power bombs him off the top rope. And again, Johnny kicks out here. Austin Theory tries to get involved again, but gets kicked away. There's Gargano who gets laid out at one point. So Reed does this like sideways splash, kind of like the Bam Bam Bigelow splash, actually, which I think he was going for. It's like Bam Bam always did this like weird like side kind of thing. So he hits this, crushing Johnny, but it's not enough. So he climbs to the top rope, jumps off with the tsunami splash. 1, 2, 3. Bronson Reed is your new North American champion.
Enjoyable match. I think this is the right move. I think it's the right time to go for Bronson, with Bronson as the champ.
For sure.
And Swerve is already waiting, and you've already had that feud kind of set up for a while now. So it makes a lot of sense. And Johnny last week having a bit of a confrontation with Cross, and kind of dropping this week that he took out Cross. I don't think it will be too long before we see Cross and Gargano. That could be a TV match, but or at a pay-per-view, at a takeover.
Yeah, I think it's time to kind of get the title moving like around to different things, because I love Johnny, but it was like kind of stuck with him in that story, where now it like already, like we mentioned, it opens up Reed versus Swerve and so many different avenues and different things.
You can now actually use that title with kind of that division of talent.
Yeah.
You know, the tier that are about to break through to the main event.
Exactly.
Johnny is a main eventer at the end of the day.
But he helped bring the stakes up on that title,
Yeah.
like bring the prestige up on that. I would honestly book Swerve versus Reed, and Swerve goes over for the title.
I think so. I would too.
Honestly.
I think
Unfortunately,
strike the iron while it's hot.
I love Reed, but I think that would make sense.
Baby faces don't need long runs, do they? Like,
That's how it works in wrestling.
yeah, give it to Swerve.
Swerve versus Reed, definitely. I thought this was a lot of fun. It didn't get to like quite the next level, but obviously match of the night for me on this show. But it had some really cool spots, but it didn't quite like hit like a classic Johnny match. But
Me too. I felt the same. I always find it, especially in a cage match where it's the big guy is the baby face and the little guy is the heel.
Right.
It doesn't make a particularly exciting match for me, because you're just seeing the guy get thrown around, and the hope spots aren't as exciting, because it's got to be the main bulk of the match is the big guy just killing the dude.
right.
Theory, like, with his involvement, kind of makes you doubt maybe Gargano's going to screw him out of it and win, but it was enjoyable. I actually prefer the tag match tonight.
Oh yeah, okay.
I really enjoyed the tag match from earlier on.
Overall, like this,
But again, like a good show, like good pace, moving forward, every story. Majority of the roster I'm interested in, and I'm interested in what they're doing. So I still think NXT's on a roll, even though the matches this week didn't quite hit it for me.
Yeah, they didn't like go out of your way to check if you're not a casual. Like, nothing blew me away, but I still enjoyed the episode, and it breezed by. They've definitely been on a roll. And every other week, like, it's like the old days. Not everyone's featured on a show, but then you promote next week's and promos to hype up things. And it's like, that's how wrestling is for me. Like I mentioned, we watched Raw the other day, and how many times I look over you, like, what happened to wrestling? Like, just what happened? And this is what wrestling kind of used to be. It's like, hey, this week we're doing this steel cage match, but next week we're pretty title match.
You just need, like, I think I actually quite, like, thinking back, WrestleMania Backlash, the only thing I really didn't like was that zombie thing.
Okay.
Bianca versus Bayley disappointed me. The rest were all pretty solid matches, and some, like, I thought the two main events were really pretty good. But we watched Backlash 2001, and I'd say if you're going on a technical star rating, I'd say all of those matches were below the standard of what we got at WrestleMania Backlash this Sunday. But every character feels so, like, special back then.
Right.
And you're so invested. Like, for some reason, I remember that Raven versus Rhino match from 2001. Like, when we go back to revisit this pay-per-view, I go, oh yeah, I remember that match. Which is the equivalent of, in 20 years' time, me going, oh, that R-Truth Drew Gulak 24/7 title match. Like, no, you're not going to say that. And I think the wrestling standard as a whole is great. Like, majority of people in the industry are pretty good wrestlers now. But there's that, just something. I think the way it's presented, I think the phoniness of everything feeling very overscripted and produced. And I feel NXT doesn't feel like that at the moment, which is why it's working.
Yeah, it feels like it's wrestling for, like, the people who kind of like this different. Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe your older fans, not the kids. I don't know.
It felt very sports orientated today.
With the interviews, the prime targets.
Even the kind of, okay, they don't have a ranking system like AEW, but even here with all the different title pictures, they're kind of going, well, I've beaten them and they've beaten me, so, like, surely I should face them and we'll be the number one contenders or whatever. It felt very logical. Whereas Raw, it's like, oh, you stole my hat, so you can have a title match.
And then he got kicked in the head.
Yeah,
because he's Rick O'Shea.
Yeah, but he's twice as good as Io Shirai, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he deleted that tweet.
He did.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Yeah.
How dare you say that about Io Shirai?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
I don't. I think he sucks.
I said I liked that guy.
Yeah, he sucks. Ricochet sucks. Had a good match against Sheamus. Sheamus pulled him through a good match on Raw yesterday.
Yeah.
Gotta love Sheamus.
You don't talk shit about Io Shirai.
I'm not.
No, not you.
Yeah.
Just in general. That's a no-no.
Yeah.
How dare you? It's like a musician, like, being like, Beethoven, I'm better than him. Beatles, better than him.
Io Shirai cuts a better promo than Ricochet, and she doesn't even speak English.
I don't even know what she's saying. She's better than you talking in promo, Ricochet. Yeah. Well, overall, we mentioned, I enjoyed this episode of NXT, and it's promoting next week's, which is the main title rematch, Cross versus Balor. Part of me just goes, put it back on Finn, please, because there's way more interesting matches.
I agree, but I don't think that's the way they're going.
What's the main event of TakeOver in your house, then? Cross versus Pete Dunne?
Could we get a multi-man?
Oh, yeah. Cross, Gargano, Finn, Balor. Cross,
I'd say
Dunne, Gargano,
Kyle.
Oh, right, Kyle O'Reilly.
Or do you do the one-on-one Kyle and Cross, and that's when you bring back Cole? So then you can have Cole and Kyle spin off for their rematch, and then I feel Kyle wins this year, but I don't. In your house feels a bit soon for him to win the title.
Yeah.
So I think he needs to fail a few more times, because that's what wrestling. That's how you book a babyface. Just have them lose. Development. You have them lose.
That's what I keep telling myself when bad things happen to me in life. It's character development.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Balor wins just because as a fan I want that to happen.
Sure.
So, but it does make obviously more sense that Cross wins. But maybe there's shenanigans and people interfere and we get some multi-man in your house. But in your house should be stacked because we have the tag team title match. We think is going to be MSK GYV. We think it's going to be Swerve versus Reed. So there's some matches potentially lined up that could be good.
do you see Raquel and Dakota happening that soon?
True. That
could
could
the
happen.
split happen next week?
Could happen next week, yeah.
Yeah.
Where they don't go forward and then they go, she beats her up.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Dakota who tries to beat up Raquel, which
I think Raquel's the baby face in that.
100%.
Yeah.
Definitely. So that's what we thought of NXT, but let's see what you thought. We go to the Facebook group, which you have to join. upNXT Facebook group. Go join it, and we'll let you in. It's a secret group where we post silly things. But we post feedback threads there. But if you are a member of the Post Wrestling Patreon, we'll read them there. But I have the Facebook one open if you want me to start there.
You go for it, yeah. I think we've just got Facebook feedback tonight.
Okay, that's
so we'll
cool.
Stick to that.
Let's go to Dickie Bird here, who says, hope you guys enjoyed my latest Prime Target video. LOL joking, fam. Yeah, he makes things just as good as that, even better. He says, I'll be honest, I had my concerns about this video after it was randomly announced last night's Raw, and I didn't use any footage that looked worthy of a Prime Target. However, I was pleasantly surprised this did appear to be produced by the regular crew. Prior to this video, I felt this feud had a lack of heat, with the result that was foregone cross to regain in a TV main event, which is why the video like this is so important, as it did the following things. It recapped their last match, for those who didn't catch it. It put Crossover as a monster, but didn't do it to make him look like a cool heel. Elevated Balor, as most would probably think he's not winning. Mentioning Roman Reigns having interest in this match, chef's kiss. Don't get me wrong, this would have been even better with a hot feud like Kyle and Cole, but ultimately it served its purpose as a promotional tool perfectly.
Yeah.
So the video editor expert loves Prime
Thumbs
Target.
up to Prime's Target.
Yeah.
We go to Corey, who says, hello, here is some feedback for tonight's episode of NXT. Not sure what Tony pulled off as a finish, but it looked pretty gnarly. Cameron Grimes getting foiled by Ted DiBiase continues to be one of my favourite parts of NXT this week. Might be an unpopular opinion, but please, for the love of God, keep Raquel out of the tag title scene as long as she's the women's champion. NXT really doesn't need to go down the same route the main roster did with the double champ angle. Imperium falling apart, Volta is going to have words about that soon. Saray via Aaliyah was a fine squash match, but it's kind of sad how much worse Aaliyah works compared to the previous people Saray faced. Very happy Bronson won the title, especially after speaking about the lack of people caring about COVID prevention down there. Since I saw this theme on the Post Wrestling forums at one point, I may as well take up the mantle for this guy and bring out the question of the week. So, question about Io. Where and when do you see her returning? It's weird she's been off TV for so long with very few mentions. She did mention on TV that she was going to take a break.
She's taking a little break, regrouping, but said she wants a rematch with Raquel, but then Frankie got the dog involved, so maybe we get that a potential match. But let her chill for a little while.
I think it would be good for her character to just rest her after a while. She had such a long reign, and then you often see, especially in NXT, unless you move up, you kind of float around after you've lost a title, and they don't often know what to do with you right away. So I think the time off's good. Who knows? She might be going back to see family in Japan, who she probably hasn't been able to see for a while, if she can take a couple of months.
I want Ricochet to steal her gear, so then she kicks him in the face. That's what I want.
That should be the match. Ricochet Io.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kick him in the bum. We go to Frank, who says, impressive in-ring debut for Hit Row. Top Dollar pulls off the monster role pretty good and contrasts well with Adonis and a team. 2 for 2 for them so far. Enjoyed Stark and Storm, and LDF versus angry old Tim and Tommaso was fire. Some hope for Index yet. Walter must have a plan to replace Wolf. Happy to see our boy Reed finally ascend to that next level and win the title. Clearly a big emotional moment for him and a hell of a cage match. Next week's show is looking good. Maybe tonight was not quite as good as last week's show, but keep me rolling in the CWC.
Oh, I was thinking Cruiserweight Classic for a sec. No,
Yeah.
the Capital Wrestling Center. Yeah. We go to Dylan. First time on the feedback thread since joining the Facebook group.
Oh.
First time on the feedback thread since joining the Facebook group. Ba, 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 ba. Main event was a blast tonight, but I felt like NXT was missing something. No MSK, Kushida, Kyle O'Reilly, or Balor, aside from the prime target. Made the show feel a bit thin. Reed versus Gargano made up for that, though. Main event had some great spots, and I'm super excited for Reed to be champ.
We go to Magan. Storm versus Stark was strong, and it kept Zoe well positioned in defeat. Frankie Monet showing Tony Storm up planted seeds for a feud between them. Imperium shed some dead weight, kicking out Wolf. There's a spot open And will it be filled by Thatcher? Hit Row looked awesome. They are oozing with attitude. The prime target for Balor Cross was top-notch, and getting Paul Heyman and Jimmy Smith to analyze the matchup made it feel important. LDF versus Ciampa and Thatcher was very good. A spa day had Indy Hartwell slowly coming around to Candice's meddling, and it could spell disaster further away. And Bronson Reed got his crowning moment as the new NA champion as he and Johnny put a damn good cage match on.
And finally, we go to TJ Sharp. Hey guys, decent show tonight. What the hell was that finish from Storm? Man, that was brutal. Imperium may have beat down Wolf, but I doubt he's out just yet. This is probably just a punishment of sorts. Here's looking at Dane trying to talk some sense into him and Maverick thinking he's crazy. Hit Row, need I say more there. Tag match was fire, wasn't a fan of the spa segments. Reed winning was a definite feel-good moment, and I hope he keeps that title for some time. Prime Target got me pumped for next week. Thank you, TJ, and thank you guys for writing in.
Yeah, join the Facebook group if you haven't already. Again, we'll post up feedback threads every Tuesday night, and you can post in. We'll read your comments or questions here like we just did. And yeah, we appreciate you guys following us on all the social stuff. And for writing in there, clearly people kind of on the same page. They enjoyed NXT this week, but next week got us pumped with that Prime Target. I'm pretty excited. That was NXT. Go listen to all the other shows that we have this week, including all the stuff on the Patreon. $5 a month for North American Championship tier gets you all the podcasts like our upcoming Dawn of the Dead, early access to that Best Match Ever Hana Kimura show, all the past shows we did this month, all the past shows in the bin.
Yes, and we'll be returning to Gotham next week as well. It's been a while since we've been doing our Batman reviews, so we'll be back with Batman Begins on the free feed next week, and perhaps we'll do early access for patrons with that as well.
And this Thursday, we're doing the Best Match Ever Hana Kimura show with WH Park. We're going to record it live on Twitch again, so join us for that. Follow the socials for all the information. But for those who asked, well, you shall receive, because next Thursday, it's King of the Sing, the first ever sing-along, watch-along, with the BDE. We clearly have nothing else to do with our lives, so come hang out with a bunch of dudes on Twitch as we do a sing-along / watch-along of what, David?
Tale as old as time, something and the moon. I don't remember the words.
The Beauty
Rising
and the
Beast.
In the East. Gaston.
Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme. That's the words. Beauty and the Beast.
That's right. If you've watched any of our watch-alongs and such, you know that sometimes we like to break out in song and dance.
There's a bad match. Baron Corbin's on. We just start
singing
songs.
So we're deciding we're going to watch the movie. If y'all have Disney Plus, use it, or by any other means. Or maybe some of you got VHS, old Disney ones. We'll get them loaded up because Thursday, next week, we're going to be doing a Twitch sing-along where we'll all be doing like a Zoom Twitch thing. So if you're a patron and you want to be involved somehow, well, we're taking up roles. Who wants to play Chip or all the other great characters.
I've already put dibs on a certain Gaston line.
Yeah.
This is the first time ever we're doing this. Might be the last time. We'll see how it goes. But
we're just, you guys seemed like you got everyone kind of wanted this. So we listened to our audience.
I actually have this as a pirate copy VHS back home.
Interesting.
Yeah. From like 93 or whenever it came out.
Damn.
Yeah.
But free to watch, guys, if you want to join along. We'll be watching the movie all together, Beauty and the Beast. So we're not quite sure why we're doing this, but fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying something out.
We do what we want.
We do.
Yeah. So all the free shows as well. Go follow us on the socials at upNXT Podcast, Twitter, Instagram for all the updates of all the shows. Every RT and like helps. And I myself, Brayden Harrington. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at the Brady.
And I am at Davey Portman.
We'll be back tomorrow with BD Elite, talking all about Dynamite and whatever's going on Dynamite. The new champ on Dynamite, Miro, all that stuff that's going on. And thanks for listening. Claws up for Bronson Reed. He said he was gonna bring that title home to his wife. And damn it, he's doing it.
Well done. 14 years.
Yeah, shout out Bronson Reed. Take care, goodbye, be safe, and another shout out to Benifer.
Ahoy!
First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes. You know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything. BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you could never really know what's up next.